Hi, everybody. Welcome back to 40's Impact Series, where we speak to founders and CEOs and really shine a light on companies out there who are using tech to solve some climate issues and generally, doing great things in the world. Today, really excited to have Szaky here with me, who is the CEO of TerraCycle. And as you can probably see from the background, he's also one very seriously cool dude as well. So Tom, thanks for jumping on me today.
Thanks for having me.
So look, Tom, look, I just mentioned it before. There's a lot of great videos on YouTube and other things that you've done before, and I'll put a link into one of them. I found was really insightful. It was about inside the home of Tom Szaky. Great stuff. And I'll put a link in this. So I thought that was a great video, great insights. But look, for those people who aren't familiar with you and TerraCycle, what is the climate issue, I suppose? What are you looking to tackle with your company, and what is your solution to that problem?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pleasure to be here. And TerraCycle is a global waste management organization, but we really try to innovate around waste in ways other companies don't. So we today operate nationally in 20 countries, and we focus on moving take-make waste systems, so most of how products are made, into circular systems and then progressively tighter circles. So our first division at TerraCycle is focused on how do we collect and recycle those things that are not today municipally or council recyclable, everything from creating recycling systems for toothbrushes all the way to dirty diapers and hundreds of waste streams. Our second division then focuses on how do we help companies integrate waste and make their products from recycled content. And then third, it's helping companies through our loop ecosystem moving from disposable, where the best thing to do is recycle and make from recycled content, to reusables, where they just get cleaned and go around again. And in all these cases, we do it with big brands and retailers and so on. And while this may seem, very much a waste-focused issue, like preventing waste or solving for waste, what's exciting is that by doing so, we reduce the need for virgin material extraction, which is why TerraCycle is a net negative carbon producer. So we don't create carbon, we actually create carbon credits and plastic credits, because recycling and recycled content or reuse eliminates the need for virgin material production.
Right, okay. So I've not heard that term before, net negative. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that, Tom?
Yeah, certainly. So, you have effectively two types of companies that produce carbon, whether through their scope 1, 2, or 3 emissions. And then there's companies that save more carbon than they produce. And so, that's where you would get carbon credits from. So a good example is a simple, let's say you're a carbon producing organization, but you want to buy carbon credits. Maybe you'll go to a company that plants trees. Yeah. And that company who plants trees saves more carbon than they produce. Of course, there's some carbon involved in planting the tree. You have to get there and plant it and all that jazz. But the fact of a tree existing will save more carbon than the production of planting the tree. And TerraCycle falls in that category, which is why we're able to be, for our partners, a negative scope 3 emission.
Okay, wow. I don't think we're not doing it to the same level, but one of the things we do is we offset the carbon for every candidate we place. Right. We use ecology we've partnered with to offset carbon and also plant trees for everyone we place. So not as impactful, obviously, as TerraCycle, but certainly on the same kind of path as yourself.
But it's very similar, right? So to the great work you guys are doing, in the sense that you could choose an organization, as you are today, that you hire to plant trees to produce the offsets. Yeah. And other companies may use TerraCycle to, instead of planting a tree, recycle a certain amount of waste to offset some carbon. It's the same general concept. And I think it's very important to have two things: organizations like yours who are interested in offsetting carbon, because most things in business cannot be done at carbon negative. They are usually done at carbon positive. And then actors out there that are creating carbon credits, so that the people who want to offset have something to offset with.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay, that really insightful stuff. One of the things I really love about your business is this kind of concept. You're on a mission to eliminate the idea of waste as well. Yes. So one of the things that that I found really interesting was that the idea of waste is a human construct. It's doesn't exist anywhere else in nature, and it's something that we've invented basically.
That's right.
So I think it's fantastic that you're putting these processes in place to to eliminate that. I think it's brilliant.
What we're trying to, and it is weird that garbage is just 70 years old as a concept and completely man-made. At least it gives me hope that we can do something about it, right? It hasn't been with us that long, and it's something that we created in a modern setting.
Yeah. So hopefully, in the future, that's we can kind of move past that. I suppose, and that leads me into my next question, really, and last question for you, Tom. Is what is the overall the mission and the vision for the company, moving forwards in the next 5-10 years?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our stated vision is what you had said, is to eliminate the idea of waste. I mean, that's a very, very big goal, and it's more like, a trajectory to go towards. And what we realize is that we have to do things that we can implement right away, even if they're not perfect, like setting up recycling programs. Recycling is not the solution to waste. It at best is a Band-Aid, but it can be done quickly, and it starts the process. And then do more complicated, more ambitious steps, like having companies make their products from waste, and then to shift how you experience the product and shifting the concept of ownership and reuse. You start moving into sharing packaging between folks, and not that you buy a shampoo bottle and that is your property and you own it, but that instead you may borrow it and give it back, when you're done with it, so it can be cleaned and refilled. And as you move down these stages, the amount of shift that you are doing gets bigger and bigger. And so that's why we want to move folks from like immediate easy solutions like recycling towards more ambitious, more challenging, but more impactful solutions in the long run, like shifting to reuse.
And are you trying to empower people like myself, the consumer, the individual, or is it consumers and businesses alike?
It's both, right? It's any stakeholder that's willing to fund the solution. So we work with brands from big multinationals all the way to startups and pre-revenue. Could be retailers, could be cities, where the transactions occur. And yes, individuals as well. And our goal is to create as many different offerings and services so that any stakeholder who cares about elevating the idea of waste can participate in some way. And you can check out TerraCycle's website, to learn more about all this stuff, but that's what we constantly think about.
Yeah, it's a great site, very insightful. I had a look on that as I was doing part of the research. But look, Tom, in terms of running through the questions today, as that's it from me in terms of what I wanted to cover. As I said, for everyone who's watching this, do check out Tom's video, Inside the Home of Tom Szaky, from refugee to millionaire Princeton dropout. Very insightful. I mean, look, there's some cool stuff in there. He's got a secret room in his house. He's got a wizard-themed guest room, a trapeze net. He's got art and graffiti everywhere. I mean, Tom, it's an amazing house that you're building out there.
Thank you.
And I said, look, that's it. So thanks for joining me today, and it's much appreciated.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Look forward to the next time our paths cross.
Exactly. Nice one. Thanks.
Right on. Michael, thank you for your time.